In a major reshuffle of his national security team, US President Donald Trump has removed Mike Waltz from the role of National Security Advisor just over 3 months into his tenure. The decision comes in the wake of a controversy now known as Signalgate, which involved an unintentional security breach during internal discussions about military operations in the Middle East. Waltz, a former Green Bay and a strong supporter of the president's policies in the Congress, came under scrutiny after accidentally including a journalist, the Atlantic's editor-in-chief Jeffrey Goldberg, in a Signal group chat with senior officials. The group was reportedly discussing potential airstrikes on the Houthis in Yemen, along with sensitive intelligence from Israeli sources. While the error was unintentional, it quickly turned into a high-profile incident. Initially, Trump held off on removing Waltz, reportedly weighing the situation carefully. But the fallout from the incident lingered in the media, and concerns mounted within the administration about the public narrative. Sources close to the White House suggest that Trump was more concerned about the optics of the situation than the specific use of Signal, which is common among officials. But he was furious that Waltz included the Atlantic editor, one of his arch rivals, into a sensitive chat. It was clear loss of faith for the administration. In the end, the breach of confidentiality, even accidental, made Waltz's position increasingly difficult to sustain. Trump announced the change on social media, nominating Waltz for the role of US ambassador to the United Nations, a move that gives the former advisor a continued role in shaping American foreign policy, but in a very different capacity. In the interim, Secretary of State Marco Rubio will step in as the acting national security advisor. Rubio's temporary role adds to an already substantial portfolio which includes leadership of USAID and the National Archives. The consolidation of roles has drawn comparisons to previous historical precedents, most notably Henry Kissinger, who held both national security and diplomatic leadership roles during the Nixon and Ford administrations. Whether the current arrangement will be a long term remains to be seen, but for now, Rubio's position places him at the center of American foreign policy. Waltz's approach to national security was shaped by his military background and belief in a strong deterrence-based measure. However, some of his views diverged from the president's current foreign policy direction, which has leaned towards diplomacy and strategic deal-making. His advocacy for tougher sanctions against Russia, voiced shortly before his departure, was one such example of that divergence. Waltz was further undone by voices like far-right activist Laura Loomer, who became increasingly influential, raising concerns about internal loyalty in the National Security Council. Some staff changes in the NSA, including the departure of NSA Director General Tim Ho, followed as a result. Waltz's deputy, Alex Wong, may also exit the administration amid similar pressures, especially because of his Chinese background. Waltz's final weeks in the role were marked by a gradual reduction in his influence. He was absent from a major rally in Michigan, celebrating the administration's early achievements in its second term, and insiders say discussions about his replacement were underway well before the official announcement. His transition to the UN role is seen by many as a soft landing, a way to retain his experience and voice without the day-to-day demands of national security coordination. The episode also sheds light on the evolving nature of communication and policy making in Washington. The use of apps like Signal, which is popular for its encryption features, has become more common among officials, even in high-level discussions. While there are debates about best practices, the administration appears focused on ensuring that sensitive information is handled carefully going forward. As for a permanent replacement, no final decision has been announced. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff is seen as a strong contender, along with other experienced figures in the president's inner circle, such as Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, Counterterrorism Director Sebastian Gorka, and Special Envoy Richard Grenell. For now, the emphasis appears to be on continuity and coordination ahead of Trump's upcoming foreign trip, which includes key meetings in Saudi Arabia and the broader Middle East. Ultimately, the transition reflects the president's desire to maintain alignment within his team and to ensure that messaging, both internally and externally, remains focused and secure. Waltz may be stepping into a new role, but his brief tenure has already left a mark, highlighting the complexities of national security leadership in a fast-moving and high-stakes environment.